Satellite Chat with Robbie Strike. Is Rogers going to buy Shaw? That's the question today. Let's see if the stream is actually on. I'm just checking over here. We're up and working. We will use YouTube chat. Yes, please. Don't use that private chat. It throws up on my monitor, and then I have to keep closing it. So, yeah, we're live. We got 10 people watching. I don't see it on YouTube, though. Let me just check out. Did Restream just screw this up? Okay, I see it there. All right, so we're live via the fish cam from Brandon. I don't know why I can't get the dual screen going here. Hey guys, so yeah, it's Robbie Strike here. I guess we're up and rolling now. Come on a minute early here just to make sure the stream was all ready to go and we're all good to go for this call tonight. We got people in the chat room. Oh, they left. So you can go to this and join us in the chat here. I'll post it up here on the chat room to go on all the links. So if you want to be part of the show, you can join us. I will just send the link in here, and it sent it via Twitch, sent it on YouTube, and it sent it on what's that other thing there? The another streaming thing, DLive. The DLive. So we're on DLive. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, and we're on Twitch. I do have a Twitch channel. Don't really have much going on with that, but hey, it's there. So yeah, the news this week is Rogers has put a bid to buy Shaw Communications. Now Shaw owns a cell phone provider. It owns cable systems throughout Canada. So Rogers is kind of like, for our American friends, it's kind of like the AT&T of Canada. AT&T, which owns several cable systems and media companies. So does Shaw. I guess Shaw and Rogers, they own a lot of the television stations here in Canada. So there's the two big ones. If Shaw does buy, if Rogers buys Shaw, we'll pretty much have Rogers and Bell will be the two really big providers in Canada. Shaw was kind of like the number 3. They had in the western part of Canada, they had cable systems, and so it's just definitely becoming more and more of a monopoly. You ever play the game Monopoly? And as the game gets toward the end, there's like maybe 1 or 2 people that own everything, and everyone else is like gone out of business. So yeah, that's kind of like what it is like in Canada with our telecommunications. Now Rogers also, it's not just cable is what they're involved in, but they're also involved in cell phone communication and stuff like that. The cellular network providers is usually Rogers or Bell in Canada. And they're also an internet provider. So here in Canada, a lot of places they'll go, if they're going to have internet through cable, they're probably going to be Rogers. Rogers is like started in Toronto. This is, so Rogers, a little history of Rogers. Rogers started in Toronto by Ted Rogers, not Ted Turner, but Ted Rogers. He was kind of like the Canadian Canadian Ted Turner, I guess, owning a cable company, and I guess it grew to being this large conglomerate that we have here. I tried to enable the share screen feature, but it's not engaging. Don't know why it's doing that. See, I can cut to my web browser. Oh, okay. When I double click on that, there we go. I think I got it working. I'm going to turn off my web browser, the split screen, and if I click, kind of like that. I haven't done that before. So yeah, we got the fish cam going on here going on here. So yeah, that's the news for Canada. It's this. Yeah, we got Rogers. Granny hates tech says if it's free, I can't say it's too damn expensive. And follow the Granny Hates Tech channel on YouTube. Granny needs some subscribers. It's quite the fun content that she has. She's showing what with her robot dog walker and things like that. I was wondering if I could switch to this view. No, the other way, and just have like the fish camera, and then do it backwards. No, the other way. I don't know. Doing live video here. It's making it smaller with that that shot. Yeah. Anyway, there's the fish. The side view of the fish, Brandon. How about this? There we go. Watch the fish camera. Can I make that bigger? Move that? Oh, I have full screen my computer. I don't want that. Anyway, fish are really swimming tonight. Hey, what happened to all my comments here? Did I lose everyone? No, I got people here. Oh, yeah, they just sort of disappeared for a second. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, yeah, so if Rogers owns Shaw, I guess one of the questions a lot of people will be asking is, will they get rid of the Shaw direct satellite service if they were to buy Shaw? I don't know. That'd be interesting, because if see the fear of Rogers has had a history of focusing on the big markets, on the big towns. They focus on Toronto, they focus on Ottawa, and they focus on I think they're in the western part of Canada. So that's the scary thing is, and then they forget that there's a lot of Canadians that live rural, and so that's one worry where they shut down the satellite, the Shaw direct satellite service. Even though, see, the way I've seen it with a lot of people is here in Canada, they always thought that Shaw direct was kind of the lesser of the two evil, or the other evils. Like there was Bell and there was Rogers, and people kind of saw them as the evil companies here in Canada that control our media. CP Wolf says, have you watched WNBC TV on 99 Galaxy 16? Is that a C-band transponder? Because I've seen, is that the New York NBC affiliate? I think that's what that is. I've checked it out before, and it's yeah, you get NBC, but I get NBC on the antenna, so. North Coaster Hobby says Rogers gets rid of Shaw Direct, start rounding up those FTA dishes. It would be definitely a great time for a company like Viacom, Pluto TV to put their service on KU band. That'd be. Grandma asks, Grandma Hates Tech asks, did Freedom Mobile take over Shaw? Was it Freedom Mobile? I know that Shaw owns a mobile provider. I don't know which one it is, but I have it here in this article, but it's just to find it. So I might be able to answer that in the comment or in the comments here. But see, I'm beyond these cable and all that because I pay for internet and then I don't have a data plan. I pay as you go on my cell phone. So that costs me with PC Mobile. It's $100 a month, $100 a year. And so a lot of people are paying like $80 a month for their cell phones, but I don't use my cell phone a lot. And I guess that mobile data, people think, well, that's, so I don't spend much on data. I have internet here at home. We have an UMA phone, which is like $5 or $6 a month, which is a VoIP phone. You plug it into your router and then you plug your regular old fashioned phones into it and you can call over North America. I've been using it a lot. Yeah, someone in this private chat here says UMA rules. There's also Magic Jack and all that. But what I liked about UMA is you got to pay about $100 for the actual device that you plug into the router. But when you plug that in, you can run phone lines throughout your house and use your traditional, hard phone lines. It's great for that. See, what Rogers would do to get a lot of people, they still have like people like my parents and stuff like that, is they would package everything. So I think they're paying like over $100 a month to have their internet, their TV, and their phone all bundled into one package. So if you signed like a 2-year agreement, they would make it like about $100 a month for that period of time, but they always would raise it. See, I had Rogers years ago when I was living in Ottawa, and I think the reason why I got on it is before they had the skinny basic plan, they had a $20 a month plan for new people. Like I was a single guy and just in a little apartment. Like, why would I pay $100 a month for cable when so what I ended up doing was I got their package. I got the WWE 24/7 channel, which was not even a channel. It was like you had to have the cable box and it was like video on demand. This is before they launched the WWE Network, which was another thing with Rogers is when they first came to Canada, they weren't like how they were in the United States, where you just get like a Netflix service. You go to get the WWE Network. No, there's ways. A friend of mine, I'd go to his house and watch all the pay-per-views, and he would just do it through a VPN and pay through PayPal. But the way it had happened here in Canada, you couldn't go get it on the internet. You had to go and go through Rogers, so you had to have cable. And then later on, it became available on Shaw Direct and other cable systems. It became available on Cogeco like a year after, almost like a year after, I think, before it actually became available here in Canada, which really sucked. We always get the short end of the stick here in Canada. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just looking at the comments here. Yeah, sure. If you want to change the tank, go for it. You have other tanks? So Kurt's in the chat room. I don't know if you wanted to chime in here, Kurt. I'll bring you up. So we got Kurt calling in again. I guess we did a stream on the 6th.
How's it going, Robbie?
Oh, it's going good.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to chime in about. I don't have any Orby satellites. I do have a what is it? A Dish Network. I don't know if it's Ultra, but it's 30 by 20 inches, and I tried playing around with that, and I can only it has stacked LNBs, and I could only get the vertical because I'm using a what is it? A Super V8, a FreeSat V8 Super.
Oh yeah.
So I was able to get to one side. So in the interim, I strapped a universal LNB off to the side of it, And I got some with that, but I want to put it in the middle, like someone else wrote. I read somewhere it'd be a
What
little more
dish was
efficient.
this?
Oh, it's a direct. I'm sorry, a Dish Network Super.
Oh, okay, the super dish. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I've
So it's
gotten a lot of people say direct TV people coming to me because there's been quite a craze for free to air stuff because of what's happened with Orby TV going out of business. And the problem is with the direct TV dish is I do believe that there's a linear KU LNB, but there's like 3 LBs on those things. And so in doing that, you'll have to have your receiver set to a certain position or a certain setting to make that particular LNB work. And I haven't played around with one to actually be able to tell people. I do know over at Satellite Guys, there's a forum, one of those long forums you can go through.
I just used for that stacked LNB on the Dish Network one. I just used a 10750, but like I said, I can only get half the satellite.
Yeah. What satellite was that?
97 West.
97 West. Oh yeah. I've been having some problems with 97 West. The main channel I watch there has been dropping out a lot due to I think it's sunspot activity. It always happens this time of year where with KU band where some transponders just have these dropouts where it's working drops. Yeah, but the thing I want to watch is available via streaming, so I just stream it. It's actually streamed on Twitch and places like that. So, yeah, it's and that's with my 4-foot dish, and it's dropping out. So that's pretty bad when I'm getting that much interference.
Yeah, I'm just playing around with the dishes I got out in the backyard. I keep a 36 inch on 125 West. I've got one on 87 West, mainly for the PBS stations. I've got a 6-foot on 107 West for the CTV stations on K.
Oh, the 107 West.
Yeah. So that's interesting to watch. You get all the different news and all that, and some of the stuff we get here in the States for programs. But let's see, what else do I have set up? Oh, I have. I'll go ahead.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
I've got a HughesNet dish. I forgot. I never measured that one, but that looks like it's around 36 inch, and I've got that on 103 for KU.
Oh yeah. You get NBC and Cozy with that?
Yeah, and DW.
And DW, yep. Yeah, my motorized dish, which is on a tripod, we had really bad winds here about a week ago, and I actually looked out at the dish, and it was like sort of hanging back a little bit. So it was, I have all these like salt bags weighing down the tripod. I haven't actually installed it the proper way. I just like to experiment with it, and the key ideal position I would want to put that thing would be is there on my deck. So yeah. Oh yeah, so I'm just going to go through some other news. There is some with the feeds here. Let's cut to turn this guy up here. There we go. So yeah, here we are at Rick's Wild Feeds. Rick's has a lot of stuff there. Lots of good information there when the feeds are posted. No, that's Power View, so that's encrypted. But if you ever want to go look up,
when are you ever going to get that other receiver going so you can get the zero key stuff?
The what?
Oh, I thought you had a receiver that. I forgot who. Like I don't know if it was a rack mounted receiver. I thought you talked about it a week or two ago.
Oh yes. I'm busy, so
yeah.
So I do have it's a DigiCipher, and it does DVB-S2 and things like that. Sinclair Sports, is that it was in the clear or something like that? Galaxy 15, or was it something else was in the clear for a bit? Maybe it's down now. I do know that the Ion Mux was on different satellites for a while. And you could pick that up over at, what was it? My brain is kind of mush. I'm back to working almost full time now. So like the amount of hours I'm doing right now has also kind of made me really tired, just because I'm not used to being on the road as much as I have been in the last year. So going back to it has made me really tired. This is my the time that's really bad for my allergies right now too. Anyway, if you go to Rick's Wild Feeds, you click on the Networks tab, and you'll see all the latest stuff. And a free plug for Rick's, because there's been cases. Rick's Satellite, he does have a store. He sells stuff in Canada and the US. He has KU band packages and stuff like that. And the one place I have to send a lot of people to is because they're looking for a dish mover or actuators. And if Tech 2000's selling out of those things, or not having these in stock, you can get these at Rick's Satellite if you do have a C-band dish, because you'll need one of these things to move the dish. A V-Box 104 includes shipping. I guess that's actually not too bad. And other motors and stuff. No, I turn that off. And Tony asked, you still get that channel? I do, but it's been dropping out a lot recently, and that's due to, I think it's seasonal weather, and that's with my 4-foot dish, so it's been dropping out a lot on me. So that means if you got to watch it, you might have to go stream it. They're free on the internet too, on their website. And Canadian Maker, how's it going? So the untangled here. So I haven't really talked about this receiver though. This is the Amiko Mini 4K ultra high definition. The video for this is really gotten a lot of views, like more than normal on my channel for the Amiko, and the Amiko is sold out right now. So what's happened, I guess, with Michael? Michael has his own YouTube channel, and you can find him on YouTube. He's K4EST, KE4EST. I got it written down here. If you go to his KE4EST, Michael Electronics, if you type that into YouTube, you'll find him. So yeah, he's been selling these the Amiko receivers in the North America region, and but he's sold out I think with the craze of Orby TV just shutting it down. I guess it was it March 1st to just shut everything down, and so left the customers. A lot of customers weren't even following what was going on. All of a sudden, it's just like, hey, my satellite's not working, and then they go to the website and there's nothing on there. Probably still is nothing on there. I wonder what it says now. Go to Orby. No, it's still the same. Still the same thing there. Still got the same. Orby TV customers has closed its doors. Yeah. So anyway, a lot of people have been buying free-to-air receivers to be able to use their dishes, because the Orby TV dish, unlike the Dish Network or direct TV dishes, the AT&T owned ones, you can use an Orby TV dish to get free to air KU band. You can get NBC and Cozy. You can get a bunch of the channels that are on Galaxy 19, like the Positive TV movie channel, TBN, Russia Today, and stuff like that. You can get a bunch of PBS channels and news feeds with a dish like that. So it's kind of cool to have something like that around.
I'll have to try that. I'll have to try. I don't have the Orby one. I said I've got the.
Yeah, there'll be lots of them. There'll be lots of Orby dishes they'll be scrapped, I think.
But I'll have to try to take one of my 36-inch dishes and point my the Dish Network Super Dish I have and see if I can't replace it, and then I can use the bigger dish on other less stronger satellites.
Yeah. Now, I've tried it with the Shaw Direct dish. It's kind of very similar to what the Orby TV dishes are. And it's going to bring your audio down there, Kurt, because I hear it feeding back. And with the Shaw Direct dish, if you get them in here in Canada, I think you can aim it at, because it has 2 LNBs on it, you can aim it at, like, for example, 99 West and... No, sorry, 95 West and 99 West, because they're about 4 degrees apart. But there's not a whole lot of satellites with channels on it in North America that have channels that are 4 degrees apart, unfortunately. So that's the one bummer about it. They used to be. I think if they still had History Channel on 101 West, which was like, when I first got into the free-to-air hobby, that was one of the channels that had history and bio on 101. So I had my motor going, and I was able to also get Retro TV and PBJ and Tough TV all on KU band. But KU band slimmed down. A lot of the channels are on C band. You need to get one of those large 8-foot, 10-foot satellite dishes, and like a lot of people don't realize those things still work these days. So yeah, but you can also stream. I mean, a lot of the way the cable industry works now, and it makes me wonder, with Shaw being sold to Rogers, is it because they were having financial problems? Because a lot of people are cutting the cord. People are saying, enough of this, paying this high amount of money per month for like a handful of like 100 or so channels that they don't watch. Like, and that's the thing with cable. I grew up with cable, and there was like, I guess we've got about 60 channels in the analog days. And even with those channels, I would have to say there was but a handful that I actually watched. So when I was living on my own, I had a TV antenna, and with a TV antenna in Ottawa at the time, I was able to get CHCH TV, I get CBC, I get CTV. For a while, we got Sun TV, which was like one of the first digital over-the-air channels we had here in Canada, and it showed like old rerun. It was kind of like Me TV for Canada for a while, and then they kind of they stopped doing the over-the-air channel. They went to just doing like a news channel, and then went with the cable model, which was an old model, and they kind of became Rebel News, I guess, is what happened with them. They just went with an online format. Tony asks, any new satellite channels coming out? Not that I know of. I try to keep on top of that as best as I can. But there's more DigiNets coming out, and that's what I'm looking to see what's going to happen, because with ATSC 3, that means that there's going to be more channels put on KU band or on satellite. And kind of what I was hoping for with more channels being available on that, they might put more channels on KU band. And a lot of times when you see channels on KU band, traditionally what would happen with KU band is it would be there temporarily. For example, Retro TV used to be on KU band on different satellites from time to time with all the Retro TV channels, like all the like Tough TV and there are other channels that Lucan Broadcasting would own. But then it wouldn't stay there because of I guess KU band is usually meant for temporary feeds that they want to get a feed up quickly, easily, so that a TV channel that is rebroadcasting them as subchannels could quickly do that. Canada really needs to think about digital subchannels. But the problem, I think, with that is companies like Rogers and Bell don't, like, Bell has shut down CTV repeaters. They went out and basically, we don't want CTV Ottawa being rebroadcast in the cottage country or in the small towns in Ontario, so we're just going to shut them down. And so you have to get Bell Satellite to be able to get any TV. And so in Canada, we're like in rural areas, you can almost get next to nothing. I'm in Kingston and I get one Canadian channel. Now, luckily, we're close enough to Watertown and Syracuse and Rochester. I can pick up channels like that, pick up the channels that are in those areas, no problem. That would make more channels more available to viewers if more channels migrated to KU band. Yeah, for sure. It definitely would be more eyeballs watching the channel. And see, another thing I'm going to have to invest in within the next little while is a ATSC 3 tuner, because I actually get Syracuse, New York has their Sinclair Broadcasting owned channels have switched to on the 11th of March. Apparently, Sinclair Broadcasting has switched some of their channels in New York to ATSC 3. So that would be kind of interesting to be able to tune those. So I was looking at getting maybe the HD home run, but when I looked online, there was none of those available. If someone knows where you can see one, send me a link. Now, would it be an HD home run or something else? Like even a tuner, like a set-top box for ATSC 3 might be, so you have the PVR functions, kind of like those cheap Walmart AllureTech boxes that you can get for ATSC 1 that you can tune ATSC 3 channels on. Yeah, and cable companies are forcing people to pay for TV. And here in Canada, that's definitely the case, because with companies like Rogers and stuff like that, and Bell, the two like TV providers and the internet providers and cell phone providers owning the TV stations, they don't really care about over-the-air broadcasting, it seems. Yeah, and they want to make money off of people. But the thing is, a lot of people who live in border towns that are close to the border, you'll see the antennas on houses. If you go to Google Street View, is what I like to do, is you can check that out. Oh yeah, that's not even related to the live stream. Okay. Yeah. Granny Hates Tech says that's how the cable companies get you. It's a big scam. Yeah, but I think what a lot of people do, and I see this all the time, is I want to cut cable, so I'm going to buy a free-to-air system. But they're still not cutting or I hate that term, cutting cable. You call them and you cancel your subscription. And yeah, it's a lot of people, like, keep the cable, I guess. I don't know. It's I had cable for when I was living in Ottawa, and I switched down to internet, and yeah, they were on the phone with me trying to get me to keep them. So it used to be the deal, a little game you would play with the cable companies is, okay, I'm just going to go with antenna, and then they would like bring down the price of cable. So that's another thing you always got to use as leverage is, well, I'm just going to use an antenna. I don't really watch TV, and they can bring it down to a reasonable rate. That's one thing you can do with cable companies, and they don't like that. They don't like that. Like the juggernaut for broadcasting, and the model that I think is the model of today and the future, and has become, is like a model like YouTube. YouTube is great, where you can have a content and create content. Now I'm finding channels on YouTube that are just as good, if not better, than stuff on cable. I'm following some history channels on YouTube that is like, you get these history documentaries that have it's great, they make money by having their YouTube channel at home, and they're not being paid by like Rogers or Discovery Channel or somebody like this. So yeah, cable is a bit of a scam. I had a dentist say to me once, it's funny how they'll charge you that money, but then they'll go after you if you start your own company and trying to redistribute TV channels to somebody. Yeah, have a good night, Brandon. I'm going to turn your camera off here. Yeah, so they will, they'll come after you. If you put up a satellite dish and TV antennas and start selling cable to your neighbors, yeah, they'll come after you. Are cable channels on streaming services like Sling TV picked up on a big C-band dish? No, not typically. Now there is a lot of stuff on C-band. If you follow my or you watch my C-band channels video, where the one where I'm wearing the mask is a joke at the beginning, or in the thumbnail for that, I kind of go through all the C-band channels. C-band does have a lot of the diginets like MeTV, Heroes and Icons, and Decades, and there's a lot of those channels are on C-band because they're carried as a backhaul. So that's what I love about my big C-band dish. I get these channels, and they're good channels. There's great old shows. That's what I like watching. North Coaster Hobby says the problem with Rogers merger is more of a monopoly, less options for customers. Yeah, and that's what I'm afraid of with that is less ops for us. So we're kind of stuck with Bell or Rogers, and hopefully they'll keep the satellite, the Shaw Direct satellite going, because I do know that people use that and they like that. I've always found that. My father had the LTSS. We had the LTSS program, and at the cottage he would get he has cable at home and he has satellite at the cottage. I'm like, you could get satellite at home and then save money. No, they don't. Yeah. But with Shaw Direct, you can cancel it for the months he's done it, but I think he's still paying for it because he doesn't know how to cancel stuff and take the stuff back. That's an interesting one. Service Electric Cable TV was the first cable TV company. I've heard so many areas claim to be the first cable company, because what they would do back in the 1950s is there would be areas that had valleys or whatever, and they couldn't pick up anything, so they would have a community antenna, and that's kind of how cable got started. It's like, you put an antenna up on a mountain, you pick up stations from far away, and really good antennas, because people, and they were professionally installed and experts installing this. Penniless Plankton finally got the Amiko S2X receiver from Michael Electronics this week. Cool. Yeah, and he sold right out. He got like a whole box full of them, a shipment of them, and they sold within a week. I put that video out and they were gone. And so Brian Phillips, I recommend the Amiko Mini or the Amiko S2X just because of that sensitive tuner. Not everyone's going to want to buy a handheld. Not everyone's going to want to buy a Sat Hero. If you want to get a handheld, get a Sat Hero. This thing's the best. This is what I use to set my C-band satellite dish. It's a big scratch on the screen. But this thing will tell you like the signal quality and all that. Well, even better, it has a much sensitive tuner. So when I was setting up my C-band dish and trying different LNBs, this is sort of, I'd be staying up on the dish and looking at this thing and adjusting my LNB, trying to get those weak DVB-S2 on an 8-foot dish. Not a 10-footer, but on my 8-footer, which I keep experimenting with. But if you don't want to buy one of these handhelds and save some money, buy the Amiko, and because you're going to want to take the receiver and a small TV outside, get your dish just right, get your channels scanned in on a nice day. Hopefully it's not pouring rain day. Don't do it in the rain for safety. Use common sense. Canadian Maker asks, with us selling off the 3 gigahertz band, do you need to buy a filter so you get so there could be interference with the 5G transmitters that'll be on like lampposts and stuff like that. Yeah, you'll probably have to get a filter, which is basically a new LNB that just has a filter built into it. So some people say they're $5,000 LNBs that you'd have to buy because there's silver in it. But I'm using a titanium C1. It works pretty good. I've gotten interference, but then I discovered the truth of what some of the interference I've been getting, especially over at like 101 West and satellites like that, 99 West, with a smaller dish like an 8-footer, you can get frequencies that will interfere with each other because the satellites are close enough to each other. With a larger dish, you can eliminate that. So that's where I've had people tell me, oh, the technology is better now. You don't need as large of a dish. For some transponders, you do need a larger dish to get it. On others transponders, they're strong. There's no interference. I can get good signal on a 4-foot dish. I can get like 91 West. I get the BYU channel and the arts channel and all that stuff clear as anything on a 4-foot dish on C-band. Shark Attack or Darth Vader, a salute from Germany. How's it going? Good in talk. Yeah. Rogers is Verizon. CP Wolf. Okay, yeah. So I do have a video. Sorry, Eric asks, what do I recommend? What kind of LNB should I get? Maybe a universal, because this summer I'm going to buy myself a universal LNB, and I'm going to see if I can pick up the signal for those Freeview channels over at 37 West KU band. I don't know if I can pick up, but what I noticed when I looked on Linksat the other night, because I was looking at sat beams, someone was asking me in Europe, in England, can I get the channels over? I'm going to show you guys that right now, actually. So I'll go to DishPointer. .com. Here, I'll throw out my web browser here. So I do. So yeah, back to your question there, Eric. You can go to on my YouTube channel. I have a channel, free to air starter kit, and it just has some links in the description of the video. I think I put some links in the description of this video too. Basically, you want to get a 36-inch dish, at least the 36-inch dish, because then the larger dish, you'll lock onto those weaker transponders better. I can't spell. Find out Canada? Sure, whatever. I think that's Hudson's Bay or something. I'm not sure. I'm going to zoom out of the continent. Like, yeah. So, yeah, here we are looking at, like, the globe here. And I think there's, like, yeah, this is like an Intelsat 18. I can't pick that one up. Can I? Yeah, it's just wrong. So here at Linksat, you can look at, I think you'll even say true south. There you go. Yeah. Motorized true south. You can click on that and it will like show you where your true south is. And that will just move around everywhere. Just show how you could be in Greenland here. Move your dish and it will be there north. But I want to show you something kind of interesting here. So this was what I was trying to explain to someone in Europe. Oh, these are multi-dishes here. Here we go. Galaxy 19. I like using Galaxy 19 as my referral satellite. Am I on here? Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, Galaxy 19 will work anywhere pretty much here in North America. Maybe you might not get it north of Alaska. You might get that red line, which means that you're not getting it. I guess it seems to be picking up there. So there, if you go across, you know, you can see, if you're in Alaska and you see Russia from your house, but right across from where you see Russia, it's that red line. So you can't pick that up. Did I not have myself? Let's see here. Oh, man. Or maybe I am. There we go. So yeah. So Galaxy 19, but I think you can get Galaxy 19 way up north to northern Canada. But see, if you're really far up north, you get that red line there a little bit, eh? Same thing with Greenland. Now, so the guy was asking me, and I'm kind of going on a rant here. So see how the line moves when you're in, oh, that's Sweden. I'm trying to get, okay, so Ireland. So if I put it in Ireland, I don't know if you can't see that too well there. I'll zoom in a bit. So you'll see the red line there, but there's transatlantic satellites. I guess if you're like in the middle of the Atlantic, if there's an island here or something, you can pick up Galaxy 19. Now you probably need a larger dish, and also you got to make sure the footprint of the satellite will work. But you can move. You can use this website's DishPointer. This is what I recommend when you're first trying to like figure out where your dish is gonna be pointed. And the cool thing is you zoom right in. I'll go to Toronto. I don't go. Ontario. So say you're in Toronto. I'm going to zoom in on here. This thing here is not being very cooperative. Maybe I need to restart it. Anyway, I'll go through some comments while this. Eric asks, is there a package deal on the internet you recommend? The thing is with that, I wish there was a package that I could recommend, but I find there's been packages and then the receiver was not like, there's a package on eBay, but then it had this really old, outdated receiver. So it's almost like you got to buy an Amiko and then go to another guy and buy a dish for about $100 for like a 90s, and then a motor. And some of the motors are like quite expensive. I've seen them for about $200. Why is DishPointer not loading? Everyone's gone to DishPointer and they're playing around with it, eh? It's crashed the site. I don't know. Anyway, I'll turn that off. Anyway, you can use DishPointer when it works. It's not working here right now, although my internet's streaming video and stuff. We're getting to bedtime. I think I'm only not even an hour into this, am I? No. So I'm tired. So it's allergy season 2 now, which sucks. I hate allergy season. It's all the snow mold on the ground from the snow melting. Joseph Williams writes, yeah, I have the old C-band satellite dish. Have so many old school recordings from VHS, including a channel I used to love named More Music TV. Actually, put it on YouTube. You put it on YouTube. Good. Send me a link to that. I love seeing that old stuff. What I found, because I'm a wrestling fan, Smoky Mountain Wrestling. I was watching that. There's a channel that has all the Smoky Mountain Wrestling, but in the middle of the wrestling show, you can see the C-band satellite dish being adjusted and adjusting frequencies or whatever during one of the Smoky Mountain wrestling broadcasts. And that was good. Smoky Mountain was good, and it's all on YouTube now, which is great. And I couldn't get that. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted a large satellite dish. I wanted to get all these non-WWF wrestling shows that are not WCW and all that, and the pay-per-views and everything. Which countries are? I don't know. It's easier to get North Korea and Cuban channels than it is some channels, that's for sure. What is the smallest, least expensive C-band you would recommend? I would say some of those defunct dishes, if you get a good dish, they're built really well. Even if it's 30 years old, some of those dishes are built really well. You could find them on Facebook Marketplace. Put an ad out there that you're looking for one. Hey, do you have a dish like this? Would you like me to take it off your property? I'm looking for one. Craigslist. Yeah, I'm in Canada. In my area, we don't use Craigslist as much, but yeah, you can go on Craigslist and do a search for that kind of stuff. What size of dish do you recommend in Chicago? Chicago's in the middle of America, so it's recommended if you're going to have 5G or you're in an area like a city, it's going to be putting a lot of 5G to get a 10-footer. And also an LNB that will have a filter in it. And I'm pretty sure there'll be LNBs on the market. And I think the reason why we're not seeing LNBs that guarantee it's a 5G filter is because it's not proven yet, because we don't have the 5G all rolled out. I don't even know how many 5G phones are on the market right now. I heard there was about two a year ago. 2 5G phones. That's it. And yet there's all this craze, from telecommunications for 5G that will be cause a problem for us. Nobody's ever asked for 5G, except for maybe a Rogers employee or something like that that's paid to say that. Dylan asks, can you pick up C-band on a small 90-centimeter dish? Probably not. I tried once getting C-band on my 36-inch dish. Go to a Google calculator to figure that out, I guess. And I got the Lacimux a little bit, but also I didn't have it mapped. I probably didn't have the focal point just right for the C-band LNB. And I kind of gave up on the project. It was one of those things that I was having a hard time with finding the focal point. The same thing with doing those bracket mounts where you have multiple LNBs. I just got frustrated, although I never actually tried it with the Sat Hero. That's probably something at some point I should try, but it takes a lot of time and patience. And these days, I don't have the time for that. So a motor is easier for me. Setting up a motor is easier for me. If someone's living nearby and wanted to come set it up for me and had the skill for that. Eric asks, can you get the BBC TV? I can get the radio channels of BBC, but I can't get BBC's TV stuff. I wish I could. BBC News on PBS, Kurt says. Yes, that's true. You can get the BBC News on PBS World, which is on 125 West, 9 p.m. Thank you, Kurt. Yeah, and I think you can watch BBC. You can stream BBC. I think they're on. If you use ExpressVPN, which I have a link in the description below, you can go to the BBC's website and make it look like you're in the UK and watch their content online. And YouTube, you can watch some of the UK TV shows on YouTube, like Red Dwarf, that you can't see if you. Thank you, Grandma. Grandma hates tech. DW, German and English. Yeah, I think BBC at one time was on satellite, but you're from Puerto Rico. Yeah, and I was talking about this with when I was looking at the DishPointer website. I don't know why it's not loading. Well, maybe it's because it's not. Do that again. There we go. So here, I'll go back to what I was doing there. I figured out what I was doing wrong. I just wasn't thinking. Go to a Western satellite. Okay, so yeah, I'll use 87 SES2. So okay. So if you're in Toronto, and I don't like how this thing works. I'm just gonna go to the waterfront. So yeah. Oh, that stupid thing here. There, I'll just go into. I'll cut to what you're seeing me do here. So if you're in Toronto, and this not very intuitive website, you can put your satellite dish in the middle of the highway, but I don't recommend that. I'm gonna put the satellite dish to zoom out. You can put it on the. I don't call this the Rogers Center. It's not the Rogers Center. It's the Sky Dome. Aren't they tearing that thing down? So let's put a satellite dish on the top of the CN tower. Maybe I'll make this full screen. And I'll just go full screen here. Here we go. So yeah, if you put a satellite dish to the CN tower, this website does is it allows you to see that green line. So when you're aiming a satellite dish, so if you point the Google Maps part here to your house, and maybe just kind of zoom in, make sure there's no buildings or any kind of obstructions in the satellite view where you want to mount your dish. Like definitely, if you're like down the street from the CN tower and that's in your way, you might be at a sweet out of luck. Oh, really? Restream's all black. I wonder if you need to restart the browser. Sometimes that happens. I've seen that on other live streams. I'm still getting it here on my preview here in the background. YouTube will do that sometimes. Yeah, I'm gonna go look at some of these comments. Yeah. Someone didn't like the way I said Amiko, but it's actually the truth of it is I'm not saying it wrong. I'm saying it the way we do in Canada, the Canadian way. But yeah. Tony asks a question. Can you get Japanese BS TV channels? I don't know what you mean by BS, but there is NHK on NHK World on 103 West. KU band. Now they're on C band and places like that as well. And I have people tell me this all the time. Yep. Free IPTV loss. And that's nothing new to me. I've been watching streaming content since the 1990s using Rail Player. It's just using a satellite dish to get free TV channels. It's just fun. It's like hunting, you know. It's I use the example. It's like amateur radio. I can talk to someone on the telephone, but for an amateur radio operator, you can talk to someone on a telephone. But it's just fun using your radio to talk to someone. So yes, there's kind of like a fun part of the satellite hobby. Hey, Rob, you look familiar. Chatted with you before, didn't I? I'm like Spicoli. I know that dude. Let's see here. Broadcast satellite. Okay. Canadian Maker says BS is the Japanese pay TV. Okay. No, you can't get that. I know that that's not available. Probably streaming would be your option for that. VPN. It's more, yeah, it's funny how things change. There's like thousands of channels, but well, even on the internet and on TV systems throughout the world, there's thousands of channels. There's probably more channels now than there ever has been. Like I've started a channel, like start a YouTube channel and stream on Twitch and places like that. Anyone can start a TV channel. Some of them are, you know, like this, and some others are, yeah, it's kind of a fun hobby to play. Like if you like playing around with, yeah, testing with satellites and testing to see what will work and what will work the best. And you do get some free channels out of it. I mean, you get some content and it's a good backup. Like, yeah, there's IPTV, but I think the internet might have, not like it's going to go away, but you can have outages of internet. An asteroid can fall on Google server farm or something like that, you know, like, and then it's gone for a while, you know, before they rebuild it up. So that's why I kind of think it's good to have it as a backup. And it's not old technology. I see people say, "Oh, satellite's old technology," which is wrong, because the future of internet satellite will be with the Starlink system. They're launching more and more satellites. I keep looking at the sky at night to see if I can catch the Starlink train, because there has been a bunch of the Starlink satellites launched in orbit. And I've seen the videos on YouTube where people, and I probably would want to videotape it with my phone, record it, film it with video. Yeah. So yeah, if you're joining me, you can call into this show. Put the link up here in the chat room to restream. There we go. Yeah, you can call in and join the chat. I don't know if Kurt was talking or anything. I'll put your mic back on. I think I just had you off because I was getting the feedback from the background. Or I can sign it, pack it in early tonight too. I'm not gonna make this a 3-hour stream. I was surprised that I went 3 hours chatting, because there was people who came on and chatted, and I was on for like 3 hours on my last stream. It was a good chat. We talked a lot about other stuff. I wanted to get, and I should have invited him, is Jerry Reed to come on here. He was an installer, and he can tell you lots of tips about doing satellite installation stuff. I wanted to do a show just on that, like tips to doing, you know, your tips to installing satellite. And I think that'll be my next stream. I just sort of wanted to go cover the Rogers merger of and all that. And so, yeah. So yeah, there's DishPointer. I'm gonna go back to this here. So this is a great resource for when you're trying to aim your dish. Make sure you got no obstacles in your way. Before you even set up a dish, go to this website. You find your house in it. You just type in your address into the search bar or your postal or zip code, and you'll find your house, and you just put the little satellite dish thingy there on it. And it will tell you if now the green line might go through something, like if there's a building in your way, it doesn't see that. It doesn't know how high your dish is. But yeah, I got it here on the CN Tower, or the rail yard. Now, say if you had the dish here, so I'll put it right here, put it on this one. The CN Tower is right in the way of the satellite. That's not going to be any good. But you just got to use a little bit of common sense with that. I haven't seen any Japanese animation. I have seen sumo wrestling. Didn't see. Never seen. Now NHK is like the national broadcaster for Japan, so it's kind of like CBC. CBC would never have wrestling. The people that run CBC would like totally think wrestling's beneath, beneath them. They don't even like hockey being. Some of the CBC executives don't even like hockey on there. The only reason why hockey's on there is it's their bread and butter, and it's been the bread and butter of the CBC for years. Okay, I think. Yeah, NHK is on KU band. Somebody said something here I wanted to show up here. Not going to get into that. It's almost going to bring me in. It's going to open up a political can of worms. I'm just trying to be on technical topics right now. Oh yeah, okay, that's a good point. Chalks. Oh, I don't know if I said your name right. I apologize. The future of satellite is LEO, low Earth orbit satellites. The conventional GEO satellites that provide video services are dying out. Even GEO satellites will start being used for IP, exactly for remote stuff. But they will always be geostationary satellites. I think that's going to be a mainstay, just because of the reach that a geostationary satellite reaches. And there's no plans for companies like SES and Intelsat to stop launching new satellites into space. I don't know if they probably use SpaceX as a as a contractor. I think they've been using SpaceX for a long time now, and other privatized space rocket companies. Yeah, I've done that myself. I enjoy listening to shortwave and to AM radio, listening to coast AM. There's nothing like waking up in the middle of the night and then listening to coast AM with like shadow people going into people's bedrooms, or aliens walking through the wall and getting you. Oh, you go right back to sleep. Yeah, I haven't done like a religious deep into the religious stuff with like, you got your characters on Galaxy 19. You got Pastor Gene Scott. You have Kenneth Copeland, and people like that. Who is another one? Family Radio. Harold, the world's going to end. The Bible guarantees it. I forget the date. And there was a poster in my town. Like, I'm a small town in Canada, right? But there was a billboard the Bible guarantees that the world's going to end on this date. If you Google Harold Camping Family Radio, you'll find that he passed away. And anyway, just one of those characters. I don't know what that is. Robert says, I enjoy the streams, Robbie. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I just feel I'm really kind of drowsy tonight. Free satellite TV is great because of it's independent of the internet, especially for rural area viewers. Yeah, like, see, you get like a different perspective on free satellite TV. And I really like that. I like that you can discover stuff there that you might not discover on a main big tech algorithm, right? Sunmade, we have internet too, and I've always heard that there could be like a second internet, an underground internet. Well, there's the dark web, which is just like the media will make the dark web sound really scary, but really what it is it's just peer-to-peer, websites and sharing stuff. There is probably bad stuff. It's like Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. There's bad stuff that goes on with cryptocurrency. But it's bad stuff happens everywhere. Bad stuff happens on Facebook. Bad stuff happens, all sorts of places. Can be used for bad stuff. I believe it is. You know who to ask that would be to ask Eric at Farpoint Farms. I believe he watches or he listens to Coast on his C-band satellite. He found my channel and decided to get back into C-band. He was into it years ago. And he's a huge Coast to Coast fan. He does his own radio show that kind of is like of the spirit of Coast to Coast as well. He has a separate channel for that. And I believe it's on 105 on the radio channels there on C-band. Some of them in the comments can correct me there. You know what? I got to do a video on that. Because that's like people ask about that. Where's Coast to Coast on radio? Like it's on C-band. You need a large dish to get it, but I believe Coast to Coast is there. CBC is the only Canadian channel, to watch with a VPN that I know of. You could try if you're outside of Canada and you have a VPN. Global has shows on their website. They have a Global TV app and all that. Not a great fan of Global, but that's what we got on CKWS right now. They're like CBC, if you know what I mean. Well, they all are, aren't they? And CTV used to have shows on there, but I think CTV did that as a pilot program, and then they ended up doing what's best streaming. Show Me was Rogers, and that failed miserably. Crave TV. So yeah, that Crave TV is kind of like Canada's Hulu TV. Mm-hmm. So Shock says the satellite might go on for another 10 years or so, or decade. So I'm just summarizing what you said there. People take forever to move along. Even MeTV can further prolong the loss of existing. Yep. So what I see with the broadcast industry is they tend to be like the dinosaur media. Like they still use that technology because that's what they use when they went to broadcasting school, and that's what they told them to do in broadcasting schools, use this technology that's obsolete now. But I find there's like that mentality of the broadcast industry. That's why the cable industry is a dinosaur. And with Rogers, to get back on Rogers a little bit, because that's the thumbnail, how long will the big cable companies be around? Like, they will be around as phone providers and satellite providers, or not satellite, internet providers. Yeah. Okay. I want to show you guys this. Hey, yeah, people have made them. I'd like to see pictures of homemade satellite dishes, but I haven't. I guess, yeah, Leonardo, when you see the jar, it's just water. All my glasses have broken the dishwasher, and this is like a pickle jar, a relish jar, and put water in it. Greetings from Texas, Leonardo. Brocado, as I said, right? So I'm missing these comments here. They were. I have had people argue with me about this, how Chorus Entertainment is not Shaw, but yet the Shaw family are shareholders, or I would add something like that. Shaw full shows Fox and NBC. Yeah, I got. Do I have it here? I have that cheap handheld box. It's like kind of the equivalent to a FreeSat or a GT Media box. Is almost the exact same thing I did a review on last time. And yeah, so I wanted to go show you guys something. What was it? Oh yeah, I have to show this to you guys. Let's go to my. I didn't plug this yet. Oops, I should. So let's go to my. There. Cut to the. So this is my group, Free Satellite TV for North America. Please join this group. It's Facebook groups 1-800-258-605-976-4887. Okay, that's a pain in the ass to remember into internet, but you can find that in the description of this video. So yeah, here's the thing I wanted to. Whoops, I got the thing on here. So yeah, you want to go on eBay and buy this thing? Check this out. The cubic 2.4 meter inflatable CKU band dish for 100 and is that 100,000 or yeah, $125,000. Oh gosh, look at this thing. Inflatable satellite dish. Does anyone want to donate $125,000 to me so I can review this thing? This is, I mean, this is great. I mean, we gotta get my reaction of this thing. Can we split screen this? It's like, I wish this was cheaper. I mean, why does this thing have to be so expensive? Like, that's insane. But I mean, it's a cool invention, you know, like it's a C-band satellite dish in this dome thing here. And you got the LNB in there. I'm on the eBay. I'm sorry for navigating this way. Oh, wow. And it's got the tarp on the ground. It's like mounted to the ground. That is just wow. Oh, I wish I can get one of those. That would be amazing. Someone's like, you can make one of these. Yeah, right. I'd like to know how it's built. That'd be real interesting. How they get the focal point. And I shared a video on this. I'm just gonna cut back the video here. I saw a video of that, and I shared it in the Facebook group about a week ago. Here, sorry. And so yeah, there's a video Feel that over on the page. Yes. Yeah. So many parts of the world, Africa, South, satellite is the only way to get access to the internet, radio, education, work, travel. Hello, everybody from Slovakia, Europe. 2:45 a.m. I got to get some sleep. Yeah, so like satellite is like when I talk to a lot of people on the groups, there's a lot of people in Africa. They don't have the infrastructure, so that's how it's big there. And plus, the receivers are not overly expensive. Could any new cable company get into the Canada market for cable? I think no. It's like almost like it's such a monopoly with certain companies. They only allow one company to have the cable on the lines, which like they could have regulation, more government involvement though. That's the problem. For cable, where you have multiple cable companies using the same line, and there's the technologies there now with streaming technology. But I think everything's going, like a lot of stuff's going to streaming. But then there's like the shadiness of the legality of it and how long will that company be around. I have a lot of people tell me, it costs me $20 a year and they get thousands of channels and they're streaming it until it gets shut down. It seems a little shady. So there's a lot of services like that, and they say, well, it says it's illegal, and it's like, oh, okay. But I mean, the same thing with cable. Should that be illegal? But like, when they got so much power, like they're buying another company for $26 billion. They got $26 billion just laying around. Yet they got to charge people crazy amounts of money because, like, they need that money. That's is it that much to ship? Yeah, $55 to ship the $125,000 inflatable satellite dish. Like that will work in space, man. Like that, like the rooms on the space station that are inflatable that they built in there. Yeah, because I don't think anyone's gonna. Is there anyone else that will want to buy that thing? I don't think no one with $125,000. That's for sure. It's interesting though. It's like. Yeah. How long have I been on? Okay. Yeah. Sunmaid says cable is a scam. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap this up. Yeah, I'm just gonna wrap it up, guys. It's been a good chat there. I just wanted to cover what Rogers was what's happening in Canada with the cable company. Things are changing. The technology's changing. People are not going to spend like $100 or whatever a month for these services. Plus, there's options too. Like here in Canada, we don't have as many options, but in the States, I mean, you can put up a TV antenna with ATSC 3 and get 100 channels in New York City or in California. Like when I grew up, we had cable, and it was like maybe 60 channels, and a lot of them were like the community access channels. That was what we had before YouTube. Is you went down and you got community access. That's where I watched Tom Green and other comedy shows like that back in the early 90s. But yeah, I think that's about it. So you guys can find me over at the Facebook group. I got a link to it in the description of this video. I have lots of people asking to join that. You can also friend me over on Facebook. I'm Robbie.strike.3. Send me a friend request there. Sometimes I do like a little group chat thing, one of those Facebook groups. You can chat to me on there. I'm also on Discord. all these places where you can find me. I'm not on Discord all the time, but like you receive messages. I just thought it'd be a nice community for people to help each other out. That's not necessarily one of the satellite forums or places like that. There's those places too. There's Rick's Wild Feeds. There's Satellite Guys. There's tvrosat.com. I haven't really done a look at TVROSAT this week though. TVROSAT. Let's cut to that before I go out here. All right, so here we got TVROSAT. TVROSAT Legal Canada is Orby TV. It hasn't been as active here over at TVROSAT. Their sponsor was Tech 2000. I think Tech 2000 still does have some items in stock. It's just they don't have the C-band dishes. Satellite charts. So you click on satellite charts. And we'll just take a quick look at if there's anything new or anything moved. There we go. So there's Daystar, which has moved a lot. It's a religious channel. Grit TV. It's kind of old news, I think. This Grit TV, Ion. Court TV, it's all on C-band. It's moved to 131 West. Same thing with Laugh, Mystery, and channels like that. Court TV, Start TV has moved. I haven't moved over. It's been cold, so the actuator has been cold. I haven't rescanned in MeTV and all that. I don't know if anyone out there can tell me if you needed to rescan in MeTV this last few weeks. I just watch MeTV on the antenna anyway, so. And hopefully I've answered your questions. I'll get a lot of questions via email, and I'm finding right now it is hard to get back people as quickly. So that's why I do recommend joining the group or just join one of the online forums. There'll probably be people there that can get back to you, maybe even be much more knowledgeable. What I tend to do is I just respond by here's a video I made of that topic. Just click on that. And when you do go to my YouTube channel, or if you just go to YouTube and you're looking for something satellite related, just type in my name, Robbie Strike, and you can find me on different satellite topics. That's how I find stuff when I'm looking stuff up for people, because I forget stuff, right? I do videos on stuff and I forgot all about it. So later this week, those are wondering about the Amicos being in stock. They should be back in later this week. I will post at my free satellite TV website. I'll add one to the store when they become available again. So if you want to get a Amiko mini 4K ultra high definition satellite receiver, or you just want to get the regular Amiko mini, I think they're going to be back in stock too. And they ship from why I do recommend them is the sensitive tuner. It does ship from North America, so it has a North American firmware. Some of these other receivers you'll buy and you'll have to manually enter the satellites. It's not that hard to do it, but for some people, they might find that to be a bit of a pain. So it's all manually, it's all entered in there for you. Unplug my headphones. Didn't even need these. I was like talking with Kurt there for a bit. Get ready to go outside. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll be trying to stream again. I like doing it the weeknights. Tuesday nights are good for me. I did Saturday night too. That was fun. I think Saturday night, because we had news or whatever, we wanted to promote that receiver and all that. So yeah, I will close this thing down. You can please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can find me at robbiestrike.com and freesatellitetv.net. And there's a shop there. If you're looking for this stuff and you're wondering, where do I find this stuff? Go to the freesatellitetv.net shop, which is my Facebook page, Free Satellite TV 1 or something like that. I don't know. If you find me on Facebook, I'll send you a link. And then there's the page there, and it'll have some links to receivers, satellite dishes, and things like that. You can order through eBay, and that by doing that, it gives me a small commission, and the sales commission just helps my channel out a little bit to continue making videos. All right, so it is 10 o'clock. It is bedtime in Canada. So thank you for chatting with me tonight, guys, and we'll talk next time. End this now.